Listen, man, we got a welterweight matchup that now I'm really excited for because this is a main event in and of itself right here. Number 9 ranked Neil Magny, man, the Haitian sensation, facing off against number 10, Hands of Steel, Geoff Neal, man. Both of these fighters were on big streaks before they lost their last fight, right? So both of them are on one fight losing streaks. And at the end of the day, AJ, Neil Magny, I think he is going to be looking to just dominate in this fight because in the wise words of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, if you've seen Geoff Neal fight once, you've seen him fight 100 times, right? And that's not the biggest compliment. It's not a compliment at all, actually. It's not a biggest compliment to see from the very soft-spoken, nice Wonderboy Thompson, right? But it's an assessment. And sometimes when you put out an observation of yours, it's not always going to come off the nicest, but if it's true, what are you going to do about it, right? It's a hard truth pill. So Neil Magny, 24-9, 17-7 in his UFC career. BJJ brown belt, facing off against Geoff Neal, who's a BJJ blue belt. Man, I see this is a grappling, this is a wrestling, this is paced all day long. That's what I anticipate for Neil Magny. However, you get hit one time trying to come in recklessly against Geoff Neal, and you are going to sleep, AJ. One-time performance of the night winner against Nico Price, believe it or not, and Geoff Neal, man. Who has the edge here, in your opinion? It's a plus 165 underdog. Is Geoff Neal with a minus 185 favorite for Neil Magny? Give me your take.
This was actually one of those hard ones for me to pick, Derek. This is an interesting match, man, because Neil Magny has that distance, but like you said, he also has the ground game advantage. Now, man, Geoff Neal, he fought one of the best fights you could against Wonderboy,
Yeah.
but still Wonderboy did what Wonderboy does, man, and just pieced him up. But
Yeah.
Geoff Neal has that great boxing and very powerful. You know, he has the power advantage. What I like about Neil Magny, though, he stays that right hand stays glued to his cheek, man. Literally, no matter what he does, even if he throws it, it's right back, comes perfect back. But that being said, he does leave his left hand just a little crazy. You know, it'll start wandering a little bit. So if Geoff Neal can capitalize on that little exposure, it's gonna be a fun night, man. It's gonna be a banger to watch. I don't necessarily see a jiu-jitsu match, to be honest with you, though, man. I don't know if Neil Magny will want to get in the clinch, or he'll definitely want to get on the ground. You know, if he could take it to the ground, for sure, he definitely has the advantage. But I think coming in on Geoff Neal, that's the scary part. Advancing in to get the clinch, the takedown. That's the real scary part about him, because he touches you once up, man. It's gonna be hard.
Well, let me clarify, because I didn't necessarily mean that Neil Magny is going to come in here and try to grapple with Geoff Neal. I think what he's going to do. So what I love about Geoff Neal, and actually before I say this, folks, I apologize because I was wrong on the odds. It's actually what I have here is plus 160 for Neil Magny. So he's the underdog in this fight, and minus 190 for Geoff Neal. So I apologize on that one. But what I love about Neil Magny is he basically has two ranges. He has such long arms, right? 80-inch reach versus 75-inch reach for Geoff Neal. But he has two places he likes to be in. He's either going to be smothering you in your face, grappling with you, clinching you, trying to get you down. Michael Chiesa, doing what Michael Chiesa did to him, that's what he normally does to everybody else, right? But he has another range too, where he's so far on the outside, you cannot hit him, but he's right there tagging you up, right? Hitting you with long shots, so it's either in or out. That's my game plan. If I'm Neil Magny, I say I am either all the way committed in or I'm all the way committed out. But if you find yourself in that mid-range, right? The mid-range that I said Marina Rodriguez does so well in and Angela Hill does so well in, if he's in that mid-range, I think that's Geoff Neal's best option to be able to secure the knockout win, because out of his 13 wins, Geoff Neal has knocked out 8 of those 13 opponents in those wins, man. So when it comes down to strictly a striking contest, AJ, I do have to sit here and I have to vouch for my man Neil Magny, because I don't think that he should be disrespected in the way. I don't think he's being disrespected, but these odds go to show that they think that if this is just a straight stand-up match, Geoff Neal is going to have his way with them. It's important to notice that he is a southpaw, right? So that big left hand coming down the pipe is going to be a tall task, man. But Neil Magny is a tall man. So just tell me, why do you think Geoff Neal is favored here? Because I'm a little confused myself, man. Neil Magny was on a crazy streak. He was like on a 4-fight win streak prior to his loss. And then Geoff Neal, who hasn't fought that many people in the UFC, right? I think he's 5-1 in the UFC now. He was just 5-0 in that UFC stint. So, why do you think he's such a favorite?
I think it strictly comes down to what recent memory, because Geoff Neal had that crazy fight with Wonderboy where he stood up basically the whole time. He did really well. And as far as Neil Magny's last performance against Michael Chiesa, it didn't go as well because we expected him to be the one, outpacing, out ground gaming him, and it just wasn't exactly what we expected to see. So I think the matchmakers and the odds makers are going with that approach, that we were expecting Neil Magny to be so proficient on the ground that he doesn't even get touched, right? And we were also expecting Wonderboy to beat up Geoff Neal the entire time and just, piece him up karate style. But that wasn't the case, man. Geoff Neal walked him down, showed that he has great defense as well as great hands. And if it wasn't for that that accidental headbutt, it could have been a lot more interesting of a fight. Now, I do think, like you said, man, the only real advantage Geoff Neal has as far as like pacing and distance is that middle ground, is that boxing ground. So I do think that Neil Magny has more paper options as far as which way to win. But we'll see which when paper meets mat, man, because it's going to be an interesting fight. This one is actually very hard for me to pick.
Yeah, man, and I do have to point out this too, man. We have a great camp competition here, I guess we could say that. So Neil Magny coming out of Elevation Fight Team. Who's to say he might have a Trevor Whitman in his corner or something like that, right? But you got a cardio machine, a cardio camp like Elevation Fight Team facing off against a mean coach in Saif Saud, man, fighting out of there at Fortis MMA. He's kind of that cheat code that everyone is talking about in regards to James Krause, right? They say, well, you got James Krause in your corner, it's just a cheat code. You have Saif Saud in your corner, man. This dude knows how to motivate you. He knows how to talk to you on a level. Even Uriah Hall would say, like, Uriah Hall found Saif Saud late in his career, and he says he's revitalized my career more or less. He's allowed me to, do some things, motivated me, and being able to talk to me in certain ways. TJ Brown said it as well, even when it was like round 4 or round 3, you know what I mean, in his fight against Kai Kamaka. Dog tired, Saif Saud just said something that got him, okay, we're ready to go. We're ready to rock, man. Or not Saif Saud. Actually, that was James Krause on that one, so I apologize. Come on. Dominant coaches out here. But the big catalyst here, let's give our picks here, but the big catalyst is that Neil Magny averages 2.5 takedowns per fight, and Geoff Neal has a 92% takedown defense, man. So it's really going to be interesting to see who wins that battle, because if Geoff Neal can keep this fight standing, it'll be a lot closer than if he starts getting taken down, man. But I'm going Neil Magny, man, and I'm going a grinded out 3-round unanimous decision, because I think I think he probably really took that loss against Michael Chiesa on the chin. Like he's like, I got to come back and I got to go and just devastate in this performance. Give me your pick, AJ.
Yeah, man. No, I can totally see that happening. Personally, I think it's going to be Geoff Neal with a KO round 2. I think it's going to be a battle, man, up and down, back and forth. Like you said, Geoff Neal has amazing takedown defense, and if I'm not mistaken, Saif Saud wasn't in his corner in the Wonder Boy fight, so now he is. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, man. Geoff Neal KO round 2. That's what I got.
Okay. I mean, he's going to be looking back too, man. He's saying, I just lost on my big streak, having to fight a dude like Wonder Boy, who's the most annoying dude to fight just because they're so hard to hit, right? I need someone to stand in front of me so I could just drop their head off their shoulders.